Wow. Well, good morning and welcome to another sunrise session. It's just so beautiful out here, and actually, we'll see if we can capture it real quick before we get into this. But on the opposite side of the sun here, what you have is got almost a full moon out. First thing in the morning here, it is just amazing to be in this nature and on this planet, and be up and about, nice and early this morning. Um, this is Ian Gray, by the way, and I'm going to talk a little about um, attention, intention, and action, and how we can use these things, how they work together to manifest the things that we want to have happen in our life. And before I begin on that, though, I do want to talk a little bit about why I do this, because people do ask me a lot, like, what do you get the inspiration to get up every morning and make these videos? You don't make any money doing this. What's the purpose behind it? And really what I learned was that when I started doing this stuff years ago, I did some of it when I was actually a kid, and it really worked and it was very effective for me. And I didn't know that's why it was working. And then I got away from doing it, and for all lack of better purposes, or lack of a better term, I almost crashed and burned. And I didn't even realize that's what it was. It took me a lot of time to get back into it and start reading the same types of books, getting the same kind of information, get the right kind of thinking. And since I've been doing it again for a few years now, my life has drastically improved, and it improves exponentially. It seems like every single day I see more magic in every day, and I meet more individuals that are the right people for me, and see more opportunities. And maybe it's the same exact people, maybe I'm just seeing it differently, but it works. And when this happens and you see this magic, you're compelled and almost responsible to share it, because more people need to know about it. There's a lot, we're not taught this stuff in schools. And when you find anything that's successful, it's really important that you share it with other people, and hopefully it resonates with them and they'll share it and pass it on. It's kind of that old pay it forward. And this way lives improve. If everybody around us should have an amazing life. So without further ado, please, if this resonates with you, if you think this will help people, please share it, like it, tag people in it, because not only will it improve their quality of life, but those around them, and you're around them. So it benefits everybody involved. So let's get to the topic here. So attention. So let's just define attention really quick. It's really what you focus on. It's what you think about. And you've probably seen posts that say you get what you think about. And it's really a mixture of things, but that's where it does start in the root. That what you think about is really what's in the spiritual world, and it's not into this physical plane. You're just thinking about it. There's no place for it, but it exists because you already are thinking about it. And the more you think about something, the more likely it is to manifest. That's why if you've ever gotten a new car, you might have never seen that car on the road at all before, and then all of a sudden you get this brand new shiny car, you're all excited about it, and you see 10 of them on the way home from the dealership that are the same exact color, and you're like, wow, there's nothing unique about my car. There's so many of them out here. And it's not a bad thing, it's just the reality is it becomes more into your awareness. The same thing just happened. My wife wanted this Chanel purse. She's wanted it for years. She's had a picture of it on her bathroom wall just to think about it and to make sure it manifests. And this is kind of like a vision board, one thing you might want to do as well, because guess who got a Chanel purse? She did. Well, since she's gotten this purse, I've seen 7 of them out and about, and I don't notice purses, but she was so excited about it, I looked at it. And I actually, I spent some money on it. So, I looked at this thing and I really, really analyzed it. And now I see them everywhere where I would have missed it. And one exercise you could do right now, and you could do it right wherever you are, look around the room, think of the color red. Now close your eyes, think of something that's red in the room, and you probably can picture it. And now just think of what's blue. Most of the time people cannot think unless they're very familiar with the room and where they just put something, that thing that is blue, because their attention is not on it. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you're thinking about what you want, because the flip side of it is if you don't give attention to things, you're going to get guessing. Nobody knows what you're going to get. So it's luck of the draw, and there's an infinite amount of possibilities out there. So the chances of you getting what you want, if you probably only want about, say you want 100 things in your life that you are aware of, and there's an infinite possibilities, you're not going to get what you want. Maybe every once in a while you will. So putting the attention on what you want and defining what you want and saying that to the universe is very, very important to do, and that will actually manifest a number of things for you. So focused thought on what you want, and think about it on a consistent basis, not what you don't want. You don't want to say that. You don't want to use the word don't, because if you do, the universe doesn't hear the not. So I don't want to get in a car accident might result in a car accident. You would want to say something like, I want to get there safely. I want to get there very quickly. I want to get there early. I don't want to be late. I don't want to be late. You want to use positive thinking, and this is positive affirmation, but also in your thoughts. This should be starting in your thoughts, and you can train yourself to do it by saying out loud and teach the subconscious to think this way. And it takes a lot of work. So today, just definitely try to work on that if it's something that seems like it's a little bit of a frustrating thing for you, or a little bit of an issue. The next thing that I really want to talk about is the intention. And what intention is nothing more than that emotion behind your attention. So intention is the why, the reasoning, the rationale, but the emotion you give to something. So if you have the right intention behind something and you give it the right attention, you're going to be able to actually have amazing actions, which is going to create a wonderful outcome for you. But if you don't have the right intention behind it, the action you take is going to be misguided. And that's what you see with these extremists, the terrorists, the people that do terrible things. They have attention on something. They want something to happen, right? But their intention behind it is, for lack of a better term, evil. And in some cases, maybe just misguided. Maybe they're just sick, whatever it is. Their attention is there, their intention is terrible, and then the action becomes a terrible thing. So what we want to make sure that we're doing is that our intentions are actively with love, with growth, with the evolution of the universe, with positivity. And when we couple these two things, then we can do anything. We can do anything in a way that creates growth for all of humanity. And that's a huge thing. I mean, that's what the top leaders, top entrepreneurs are doing. They're doing stuff with their passion and love to make the world a better place. They're Humanity Plus companies, and you know which ones I'm talking about. I'm not going to list them off. When you see an organization that just perpetually growing and improving life, that's what you're getting. You're getting an organization that's actually running on a certain attention and having the right intention for growth around it. And that's what we need to do as humanity to really come to our next phase of evolution. So the last thing really is the action. And that action that you should take with anything that you want really comes down to an intuition that you'll get, an understanding when you have given something a certain amount of attention and have had the right intention behind it. So make sure when you're thinking about what you want, you're thinking about it for yourself, but you're thinking about how it's going to benefit everybody else around you, how it's going to benefit anything else in your life. And you'll make the right action, you'll make the right decisions. If you couple those two things together, you come up with the greatest actions and greatest paths, and they're so fulfilling, and you get people behind you helping out, and it's just amazing. So I hope that really helps you, and I hope that you try it today. Please do. Please let me know how it works for you. Give full attention to things and have the right intention behind it, and see what actions it leads to for you. And the bigger the task, the bigger the thing you're giving attention to, the more farther away from it is than something else, or away from you, the bigger leap it seems like it's going to be. That's going to require more time. So that means it's going to require more attention and more intention. Attention is that focused energy that you put on something, and intention is the emotion behind it. And emotion is just let energy leaving your body. So you combine those two, and then you start taking this hand and you do one thing, and you use this mouth to do another thing, and then all of a sudden you've created something that never existed before, or never existed before in your life. Look for the opportunities, look for the magic. I really would love to see some comments and feedback. I love it when you guys, I get a lot of private messages, but I really would, if you feel comfortable, please post them in the comments so people can learn from your questions as well. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Pleasure to serve you. Yeah, life is good.